Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, playing Surviving the Aftermath. So, number one, I think this will be the last video I do on this game for the moment. I didn't intend to really do 5 videos, but it kind of works out like that. So sometimes it kind of is what it is, but I realised that I needed to kind of get to a point where you'd seen, or I'd shown everything that you could kind of see, and the only thing I hadn't shown is winter, so I'm going to show you how winter comes along in this game, and then I'm going to leave it. I may play on with this. I've already played on a bit since the last time I did a video, and I may play on quite a bit, and then at some point I may come back to this and show how it develops, but this will be the last one for the moment. So since the last game, like I said, I've played on quite a bit since the last video. I've got an extra specialist. That was handy because you can, you see the top panel where it says the little specialist, and it's got their pictures, and it says 3 days. Every 4 days you get the option to buy one or hire one from the money you've got on the very far right top bar, 1,904 coins, whatever it's called in this game, and you don't get to pick which one, it's just whoever it is. So for example, if you want a scavenger and you get a fighter, you may just want to send them away and not waste the money. It's up to you, but I did it twice and I got fighters both times, and I really wanted a scavenger. Then luckily enough, someone came to the gate, a group of survivors, and one of them was this guy who's a scavenger, so we have an extra specialist. We have my specialists are out on the world map. We've revealed a few more sections and they're all out doing their thing, scavenging basically. We found a new research place as well, so we got one scavenging some antibiotics, one scavenging some other pills, medication, and he's off to, he's scavenging medical stuff there. So they're all getting medical things. Medical things are good. I mean, there's corn here, which we will scavenge at some point, but medicines are the things that you can't make yourself, at least not for a while. If you can scavenge them, along with guns are the other thing. So weapons and medicines, I'd say medicines top are the things that you won't be able to make anytime soon. So if you can find them, that's good. So we're off doing that over there. You can see we've revealed a bit more of the world map, not a lot, but a bit. There's some bandits. We could have thought they're only weak bandits, but they haven't got anything really exciting, and we would rather have been getting our medicine, bearing in mind winter's coming. So there's a few more places to scavenge. With this here, and you can see, I mentioned this before, so where she's scavenging, and you can see that little bar above the pills, there's a little triangle with one little thing lit up, and what that means is a hazard there. It could be anything, it could be it's dangerous, it could be it's radioactive, whatever it might be, and it means that she'll get damage while she's there. It's not the end of the world, and she's not far from home, so we'll bring her back to heal. But if you've got a specialist, right over, people right over there in the world map, and then they're doing something where they'll get quite a lot of damage, just bear that in mind. You can set up health stations in the outside world as well, and you can also find cars, although I've not found one yet. But having said that, I've not got to any situations where there's anywhere much to drive to, because I've not revealed enough world map. So that's what we did in the world map. In our own colony, we've built fields, and fields are just something you get off the main menu, off the building menu. You just, I won't do it, you just, right, okay, I will do it. You just click on that and you go along and along and along and along and along, and it says small field, and you build this field, and it'll ask you once the field's built what you want to plant there, and it's from the available things you have as seed. So I think we've got flax, which is a thing you make cloth from, and stuff like that, and then you've got potatoes and corn. So we're making, well, you can see it looks like corn and those are potatoes, so we're doing that. We also moved our lumberyard because all the trees had run out there. It was a bit of a walk, so we moved that lumberyard there. I knocked down one of our plastic recycling things because we had one's enough, and we've got quite a lot of plastic, and there's a lot of plastic over there, so that was that. I built a guard tower over here because I always find it's a thing you do in kind of all games. It comes back to the Age of Empires thing where you kind of put guard towers or watch towers in the furthest corners. So I put one over here because we were kind of progressing that direction, and it's handy to have someone there in case more than animals are going to attack there, but that can happen, and it can happen quite a lot. So we've got that there. and we've got an unmanned scout tower there, which we're not bothering to man, but we can upgrade it to a guard tower. We built a guard tower here. The other thing to always bear in mind is, and we were low on food at one point, so I think I built an extra fishing pier. I upgraded our trapping. I researched fishing in the cold, so we can fish during winter. And what else? So we built another shelter in advance because people came to the gate, survivors, and we already had one built, which is always handy, I think, if you're not doing anything much else. And you've not got any building programs on the go, and you've got enough people, build an extra shelter or tents, because it saves you having to run around doing it when they turn up, and they will turn up. And also always keep an eye on your water, not because you're going to run out, because I've never really run out of water, but because if you've got a surplus of water and you've only got a few water storage things, then you won't be able to save the extra water. So we built one there, we've got one there, and we've got one there. So we've got quite a lot of surplus water containers, so we've got a whole lot of stored water, which is always handy. You can never really have enough stored water. I've never run out of water in this. Food is much more the problem than water, but again, that's because I've always concentrated on storing a lot when I've had the chance. So that's what we've been doing. Also, these things, which is the other thing, are burners. I'll just run the game a bit. They're burners, and what they are is they'll burn during winter, and they keep a certain area around them warm. We built one there, we built one there. So they're things that you'll need when it gets cold. It will tell you winter's coming, so you'll have advanced time to kind of build them. We will need to harvest our crops, but one's being harvested already, and the other one is that one's, we might harvest that in a minute. This one's not worth harvesting. If the winter comes before it's fully grown well, we'll lose a few potatoes, but it is what it is. So we're kind of ready. We've got quite a lot of food. Like I said, we've still saved berry bushes. Where are they? There's one there. We've still saved a few berry bushes. There's quite a few actually, one there. And there's some, save things around the area if we run out of food. And like I said, 273 sounds a lot, but it's not. Also, you need a logging camp, because you can make wood, which is what you cut down from the lumberyard, and then when you've got that, it will make logs, which is that thing, not the wood thing in the kind of middle on the top bar where it says 356, but right across to the right where it says 235, that's the logs we've made, which we'll use to burn. So that's handy, and we've got quite a bit of that as well, so it's not bad. We haven't got that many clothes, like 18 new clothes, warm clothes, not many tools spare, but that's luck, you can't make those things. You need to build up your tech, and it's just what we found on the world map. I think we've got a few on some of our specialists in the world map, but they've not come back yet. So like I said, we don't get those things until they come back and bring them. Weather is getting colder. Time before catastrophe strikes, 5 hours. Okay, and meanwhile we get a random event. So you can see what that is. Two people are fighting over a box. We could ask one of them and we could ask the other, but it won't tell us which one's right or not. How would we know? So then, without knowing, because even if they both told us their story, it'd be like real life. How would you know which ones, unless they're going to present tons of evidence, which they won't, you wouldn't know which one's right anyway. And someone's going to be unhappy, and like I said, with these kind of things, it's best just to do the thing that makes the most people happy. So we could do that or do that, but we don't know which one's right, and the other one will be unhappy. We could take the coins, but that won't make people happy, so confiscate 1/3 and split them between the two people, which is actually the fairest thing. That's what I would do. And that made people a little bit happy, and we got some coins. The coins didn't matter to us, it's like 20 and we've got 1,976, so who cares about that? But so then everyone's a little bit more happy. In the overall scheme of things, they're not dancing with joy, but it's one more little thing. So like I said, these is you need to keep a check on these, because at a certain point you can go down onto this and you can decontaminate it, or you can demolish it and build a new one, either or, but just keep an eye on your outhouses because they can get contaminated, especially that one because it's right near the contamination. So yeah, you just need to get everything in place for when winter comes, just like kind of real life in this situation, because that's how it would be. So we've got all our burners ready. You can always build new burners if it comes to it and you find there's an area, which you will find probably, that you're not heating. I would say food is the most important thing to be aware of, because water, you usually end up having enough and you can make a new well, and you can always cut down more logs. I'm not saying it's simple. If you run out of logs, it's going to be difficult, but you can always cut down more trees. But if you haven't got food, sometimes it's very hard to find. I think I did a playthrough once when I literally had like 10 food left, and I was praying for the end of winter, because people were going to start dying. So it can end up like that. So you need food, because that'll go down quickly once you can't. Let's just harvest that. We won't probably get it all, but it is what it is. We might as well harvest that as well, because it will die in the winter, so we'll harvest as much as we can, which won't be much because winter's upon us. So here comes winter. You can see it's winter because it's all got kind of frosted and white, and these little kind of rainy, snowy drop things falling. What that is, sleet or something. There you can see the winter's impacting in the ground. It doesn't, it's like real winter. It doesn't all strike at once where it just goes wham and then it's like all done. It gradually moves in and it starts like a bit bad, and then as it goes on you'll see the river will freeze over a bit. I'll just run a little bit on. Oh, so the game will say things that sometimes you don't need to worry about. It will say things like colonist John is injured, you need to build a medical tent to heal him, but you've got a medical tent. So sometimes it will say stuff, and if you know you're covered, don't worry. I mean, always check, just in case you haven't got someone working in a medical tent, but it will say things sometimes that you don't need to worry about. Or it will say something like, colonist so-and-so is irradiated, but it's medical tents and you've got medicine, and they just wander around being irradiated, and you think, well, what do you want me to do about it? I can't physically pick you up and take you if you don't want to go. So sometimes the game will tell you things that you have to ignore. So winter's still coming. We'll move it on a bit more, get everyone running around. Bit of harvesting, all good. 312 food is not bad for 32 people. And like I said, we have got the berries lying about that we've saved. Not many there, but there's some more there. We've got quite a lot of berries. Like I said, I can't advise you enough that while you can make food in the good months, in the summer and the spring, even autumn, don't use up all your berries, because if you've got berry bushes lying about, always keep them as long as you can, because when winter comes and you can't make any food and things are bad, you've got the berries you can pick all year round. There you can see our burners. That's how they look. The animation in the fire is really good, actually. So that's nice. I'm just going to go back to show you this. This is a quest update.
The recent stormy weather might have cleared the air around some of the villages that have been inaccessible due to high amounts of pollution.
Okay, so that's what it is. There's no point in abandoning any quest in this, because why would you? So you can visit the villages. What that'll be, back onto the big world map. Maybe it'll show us, maybe it won't. I can't remember how that... Oh yeah, see the little purple indicators, so it will tell you where the villages are. There's a village there, there's a village there, there's a village there, and you have to basically send a specialist to all these places to see what's happening. I mean, we've already got that one kind of revealed because we scouted that area, so we can see it's got these tools there, but it's got two little strikes above it for danger, which could be these bandits, or it could just be radioactive or something like that. We don't know about these two. There's not always a time scale. In this one there isn't a time scale, So don't worry. Sometimes there is. I think there are a few where you've got to do it in a certain amount of time, but this one there isn't. So our specialists are all busy. So except the one who's at home in our colony. So we're not going to worry about that just now. Our home specialist, which is her, what I'm looking for, because I don't want to harvest berries, and the other thing they can do is either she could shoot wild animals, which we might actually do. Sounds harsh, but we will, because we could either do that or she could scavenge wood. I don't want to scavenge berries because berries don't move, but wild animals do, and they go. So we don't want to do that. So we'll harvest deer because they might run away or go away. Yeah, again, don't assume that if you've got wild animals, they're going to stay. So, like I said, berry bushes will be there all the time if you want them, but wild animals won't. These deer are quite easy to kill, so harsh but true. They'll give her a little bit of a antering, I don't know, with their antlers. I don't know what the word for that would be. They'll prod her a lot with their antlers, but she won't be killed. She'll just lose a bit of health, but she's staying in the colony anyway, so they'll all be dead. Come on, die, you deer. Yeah, shoot that deer. Just die, deer. Die, deer. Yeah. And then once you've done that, just make sure that you harvest the food, because what they won't do is they won't what they won't do is they won't do it automatically. Sometimes it happens, it's in a really irritating place, so you can't quite see that there. So yeah, make sure you have the specialist harvest the food, because if they just go and shoot food, or if it's a wild animal, which you can also harvest, whether it's a bear or rats or anything, you eat it all, man, then they won't automatically harvest it. It will just lie there. It will lie there indefinitely, but you will have to actually click on them to harvest. You can see she was just going to walk off. She will just leave that there, so you have to also click on them to do the harvesting. So the winter storm is upon us. We run on a little bit more. That'll be quite a bit of meat actually off all those deer. When it says deer carcass is depleted, check on her bar at the top to make sure it's not got that crowbar, because if it has, it means she's actually still harvesting. It says that in advance, I think. It's when she's not brought it all back yet or something, but... okay. I think we've got something to look at here. Oh, it's there. We didn't check the last research thing. So we have got a small amount of research we can still do, but we've not got much new, and there's not any new on the map. Any new research to be scavenged, as it were. So I didn't rush to use it, but we might as well. I haven't got enough for education anyway. Frontier Outpost is a whole other thing, which I might cover in a future video. No, that's just one of those bonus things, but we don't really care at the moment. So we'll do that one, because it moves on to a whole new tier of research. You can see once we've done that, we've got metal scavenging and trash evaluation and a whole load of things, so we'll do that one. So there is winter, so that's how winter is. It will get, I'll see if it's got worse down here. Yeah, you can see that the ice is beginning to come over the lake or the sea or whatever that is. I don't know. Water. It's water. It's definitely water. What that is we need to move the work area, because the plastic in that area is gone, but there's some right there. So, which is another thing to bear in mind. Even if it's plastic, like the plastic was there, and it's the same distance the other side, but if you run out of the work area you've designated, it will still wait, and it will just sit there waiting and no one will do anything until you actually start a new area. So it works the same with wood and metal and everything. So there's winter, so that's how it looks. We're doing okay, I would say. This is quite a good scenario. We've got quite a lot of food, we've got stored water, we've not got anything going wrong. Getting those deer carcasses was helpful. Yeah, it's all going pretty okay, and we've got berry bushes to spare if we desperately need food. All our specialists have almost finished their scavenging, so they'll bring back what they've got, which is, I think, he said, double checking. She's got antibiotics. They've all got medicine, and I think one of them's got coats and one's got some tools as well, so they're going to bring some good stuff back, which we wouldn't say no to. And then we'll worry about that quest after winter, I'd have said. Well, maybe not. I mean, once the specialists come back, we won't need 4 specialists at home. And like I said, you always want to keep them doing something, so we'll probably send our scout to look out that area, see what's there, maybe do a bit of scouting, maybe check out these villages. We might attack those bandits. These options. Oh, you can see it's snowing. Only over our sector. What kind of bizarre weather is that? Look, it's not snowing anywhere else. Not there, not there, not there. So the weather season just affects our sector. That's a bit harsh. Anyway, I've never noticed that before. Anyway, so there we go, winter. Like I said, I think we're in good shape. I could run through the whole of winter, but you can get the general gist of what's going to happen. As I say, that specialists have finished on the world map, so what's happened here, let's see. She's still scavenging. We've got her. She's, like I said, we've got to click on them to finish the mission. So she's got some money and some pills, which is good. And then you can click on her overall, and you can see in that all those boxes on the right, she's also got some clothes and we've got the pills we just got. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring her back home because it's winter. We might want the clothes and the medicines. And he got medicine, didn't he? By the way, anyone can scout, it's just that she's a scout and she's quicker. So he got medicines. Yeah, I'll bring him back as well. Get all our resources back. Okay. And then we might get our science girl, Kat, to do a bit of scouting when she's finished, even though she's going to be a little bit injured, but she won't mind. She's good. So, there you go. So yeah, like I said, I'm not going to run it through the whole of winter because you get the gist of it. You can see now the sea's all frozen over. That's why winter fishing helps, because if we weren't doing winter fishing, all these things would be closed and we wouldn't be able to use them, which would knock out collecting fish. As it is, we're still producing fish. So that's good. Anyway, thanks for watching Surviving the Aftermath. Like I said, I'm not going to do another one of these straight up, but I will I'll keep this save, I'll play on through winter, and then I may come back to it. I probably will come back to it at some point with what happens with the overall mission in the big wide world, visit the villages and just show you how the winter turned out, but like I said, not straight away now. So in the next series of videos, although as you know I drop in other videos about video gaming in general, but the next ongoing series of videos, I'm going to be looking at a game called Stranded Alien Dawn. Now the reason I'm going to do that now, and there's quite a few games I wanted to look at, but it's because it kind of fits in with this theme. It's if you don't know what it is, it's another kind of survival game, but that one is you crash on an alien planet and you're one of a small team that survives and you've got to survive. It's a game I bought a little bit back, kind of particularly to review on the channel actually, but I haven't got around to it yet. But I'm going to play that for a few turns, see what you think. And as I'm going to play it straight after this, if you watch this, or if you haven't, you can compare it to this. So that will be the next main game I'll be playing through a little bit on the channel. Anyway, in the meantime, from Guessagaingaming, take care.